Hi, this is Dumais from Inaxsys Security Systems. In the past few weeks, we've been talking about the new LegendNX products, introduced to you guys the cameras, the NVRs, and all the stuff that goes around it. Today, we're going to go through the actual startup of one machine. I'm showing it on a smaller size machine. It's an 8 camera model. It doesn't matter if it's an 8 or 64 channels, the setup will be the same. So let's start. I'm gonna switch my video to HDMI, my screen to the HDMI, and I'm gonna turn on the machine. All right, now you see the backsplash. So basically what I'm doing, I'm using the HDMI output from the machine, and I'm showing it on the big screen behind me. So when you start the machine, you see the splash screen, and then a couple of seconds later, all right, we heard the magic beep. So it means the machine is on. Then when you get there, first thing you see is the startup wizard. Startup wizard is basically goes through all the setup procedure of the machine. So it's as simple as clicking next and following the steps. So first thing first, tells you what it's going to do, then go next. It asks you for the default password. Default password on those machines is 123456. You see I have a keyboard. You don't need a keyboard if you want. If you don't have a keyboard, just the mouse, you can just the little keyboard if you want. 123456. It does the same thing as a keyboard, but I prefer using the keyboard. It's easier. Because then, second step, it asks you to change the password. So you need to re-enter it. So let's go, we're gonna re-enter 123456. In this case, modify admin password, yes. We will modify the password. Let's put something funny or funky as Inaxsys 256, exclamation point, here you go. And there's always a little eye here you can click on just to see what the password is. There you go. All right, so next step. Now the password has been changed. Okay, so language of the machine, English, French, Spanish. Well, let's leave it in English for now. Time zone, quite important. If you want your machine to be on time, you need to do that. So right date, right time, pretty good. Date format, month, day, year, whatever you want. Month, day, year, that's fine for me. 24-hour format, we like that. Daylight savings time, you can set it, if you click set here, you can change it the way you want, but that's pretty good here. March, second Sunday of March and first Sunday of November. That's exactly what it is in North America, so we're all good. The auto log out here is how much time if you don't do anything on the interface, how long you want to stay logged in. If you put 0, it's gonna be almost instantaneous. I'd say it's probably under a minute. So let's not change that for now. Okay, startup wizard. If you uncheck this next time, it's not gonna ask you to go through these steps anymore. There's also a check mark at the beginning of it saying yes or no. So let's uncheck it. Okay, host name, that's the name you want the machine to have on the network. In this case, localhost was fine. Let's choose something else. LegendNX NVR. All right, LegendNX NVR, perfect. Smart display, we're gonna get back to it, and smart tracking, we're gonna get back to those in another video. Preview strategy, that's what happens on the screen. You want real time or you want fluent? So let's leave it as real time for now. If we go to next, that's the recording schedule. You want to record a substream or the mainstream, so that's the schedule for camera 1. So 5 seconds pre-record, right? And yeah, you can go here and edit whatever you want. So that's all good here. So let's go to the next step. Hard drive. If there would be a hard drive installed in the machine, it would show up here. Currently, there's no hard drive because that's a machine out of the box. So hit next here for now. All right, so IP addressing. So by default, the machine comes in DHCP mode, which is perfectly fine because most corporate networks have a DHCP. Even home networks have DHCP. If you're connected to the router, it's gonna assign the machine a DHCP address. That's no issue there. Perfect. All this, we're gonna leave it as DHCP for now. It's easier. And also DHCP gives you internet access most of the time. So it's really good to update the machine. We're gonna go see that procedure later on. DNS servers, these are the Google ones, that's fine. Okay, internal IP. Okay, that's the internal IP address of the switch that's embedded in the machine. That small machine has an 8-port PoE switch at the back. So that switch has a DHCP server embedded in it for the cameras. So that's the address of the internal network. That's what it is. Okay, PoE working mode. We have 3 types. Hub, forget it, never use this anymore. This technology is dead. Okay, switch mode. Switch mode is going to keep track of the MAC address of whatever's connected on the port, and that's going to map it in the ARP table inside the DHCP server. A VLAN mode, which we always recommend, is what it's going to do. It's going to isolate each port. So you cannot plug in a laptop into another port and try to access, let's say, camera 3. It's not going to be available if you're in VLAN mode. It's only going to be available in the switch mode. So maybe for the initial setup, you could use the switch mode, then you switch to VLAN after. But I always recommend using VLAN mode. It's more secure. Okay, link speed, auto, just leave it auto, don't bother. That's the connection speed when you plug in a network connection, a network cable at the back of the machine. That's how fast you want it to go. But let's say I select 100 full duplex here, but the router doesn't support that mode. Well, you just won't connect. So that's why you would leave it as auto negotiate. So it'll ask the DHCP server what type of connection. Well, it's actually not the DHCP at that stage. It's the layer one. It's the layer 1 that's gonna do the negotiation for that. Okay, maximum users 128. I think it's pretty high for a small machine like this, but let's say that's what you want. That's the maximum. HS download. That's the firmware download from the hosted service. From the cloud, you can download the firmware, basically. Transfer mode, that's something else. We're going to talk about it later on. Next step, you could directly enroll that machine to the cloud, but we're not going to do it here. We're going to do it later on in another video. And okay. At this point, the initial setup of the machine is done. So basically, from now, you can use the machine, you can connect it to, you can start connecting your cameras to it. For more information, you can contact your sales rep or go to our website at inaxsys.com. All those products are NDAA compliant. Thank you.